On this episode of Cape Media News, we go inside the new Dennis Center for Active Living in South Dennis, learn about Barnstable Clean Water Coalition's new water filtration system, and enjoy another episode of our small business segment, The Heart of Cape Cod. These stories and more, this is Cape Media News. You're watching Cape Media News, your local, authentic newscast for Cape Cod. I'm Gabrielle Rawson. Thank you for being here. Well, whoever said kids are the future was right. Thanks to the initiative and civic engagement of a group of Monomoy Regional High School students, those suffering from invisible ailments like PTSD, traumatic brain injury, depression, and anxiety will now have a visible sign of support. On October 30th, Monomoy Regional High School will host a bridge dedication ceremony to dedicate and rename the Route 137 Route 6 bridge as the Hidden Wounds Memorial Bridge. The dedication ceremony is the culmination of more than 2 years of planning by students, local leaders, and state reps who worked to enact a school project students started as part of the national program, Project Citizen. To learn more about the Hidden Wounds Memorial Bridge, visit malegislature.gov. The town of Dennis has launched a public education outreach effort to help residents understand the town's ongoing commitment to improving water quality for its residents. Called Wastewater Wednesday, the town will now hold weekly information sessions online on a variety of water quality topics and hopes to engage a multi-generational audience in the process. The effort is supported by the Wastewater Implementation Committee and the Dennis Select Board. And you can learn more by visiting the Town of Dennis's webpage at town.dennis.ma.us. Well, there's more great news for Dennis residents this week. The Dennis Center for Active Living, formerly known as the Dennis Senior Center, has finally reopened. Building renovations include a new entrance, expanded parking, 2 kitchens, gym space, and an expanded room for community programming. The Dennis Center for Active Living held a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Tuesday, October 19th. Cape Media News was there to get the story. There's cause to celebrate in South Dennis. The Dennis Center for Active Living is finally open.
Thanks so much for coming and visiting our opening today. We're very excited to open up this new hub of the town where we'll be able to host several agencies and just bring evidence-based programs, everything that will kind of bring the community together to be socially connected and to have needs met.
Well, today's a long time coming. Today is the grand reopening of our Phase 1 of our Council on Aging building. Probably about 60% of the building has been completely refurbished, and it's just so inviting. We got a fabulous crowd here today, as you can see. So many people have been waiting for such a long time.
Plans for an expanded and improved Dennis Senior Center began in 2012, but they didn't start working on the $5.9 million project until 2019.
The new addition was $5.9 million. And some of it came from funds that the town had, a general fund, and then some of it was through debt inclusion.
The new add-on includes 2 kitchens, a gym, and space for programming. But they're not stopping there. This is just phase 1 of what they hope will be a 2-phased renovation of the building.
We're hoping to obtain financing at our spring town meeting for the balance of the building. And it'll just be spectacular.
What we're really hoping to do here at the DCAL is to host agencies that can hold office hours here. Folks can call us at the Senior Center, make appointments for those windows of time, and really bring services into the center so people can access them without having to leave their community.
The town of Dennis is home to nearly 14,000 people year-round, many of whom are senior.
I don't have the exact numbers, but I know that there's a very high percentage of seniors in town. and we need this place. As I mentioned in my talk earlier today, this is going to be a second home for people right here in town.
The Dennis Center for Active Living held a ribbon-cutting ceremony to celebrate the new facility on Tuesday, October 19th. In South Dennis, for Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson. To learn more about the Dennis Senior for Active Living or to see the new space for yourself, visit them at 1045 Massachusetts 134 in South Dennis. Up next, learn about Barnstable Clean Water Coalition's new wastewater filtration system project.
It's time for my monthly book club. It's an opportunity for us girls to connect and remind each other who's on mute. And this is how we have to meet. Because when we spend time indoors with people, we can still spread COVID faster than Nancy's gossip. That's why I'm still masking wherever I go. Because until I'm vaccinated, a mask helps slow the spread. Which means the sooner I can get back to a friend's house to judge their interior design. We can't hear you, Dolores.
Sanitation systems have existed since the dawn of civilization. On Cape Cod, most homes are outfitted with Title V septic systems, which unfortunately contribute to heavy nitrogen loads and pollution in our groundwater. Since protecting water on Cape Cod is vital to our health and Blue Economy's success, Barnstable Clean Water Coalition has begun an alternative septic system project to test the effectiveness of an innovative new water treatment option. Cape Media News reports. Sanitation infrastructure is vital to good health. Septic systems like sewers and on-site wastewater disposal systems treat wastewater that flows into our groundwater, the same water we drink. Although there are policies in place to ensure the water we drink is safe, clean water advocates say if we don't act soon to control the flow of nitrogen that's leaching into our groundwater and estuaries from Title V wastewater disposal systems, our water could become undrinkable. Enter Barnstable Clean Water Coalition, a nonprofit whose mission is to restore and preserve clean water throughout Barnstable. They say the large-scale use of innovative and alternative septic systems, like the Clean 2 Nitro system, will be critical in addressing Cape Cod's water quality problems. That's why they've begun a new project to install 15 of these alternative systems in the neighborhood of Shubal Pond.
What this project is all about is taking the next step to prove that advanced alternative septic systems can replace our Title V systems and cesspools, which simply don't work.
To assist in the project's success, Barnstable Clean Water Coalition worked with the United States Environmental Protection Agency and the United States Geological Survey to locate a test site. Additional partners include the Massachusetts Alternative Septic System Test Center, the Nature Conservancy, and the town of Barnstable.
Barnstable Clean Water Coalition has been working with a number of partners, including EPA and USGS, and they did test wells in a number of neighborhoods throughout the town of Barnstable to really figure out where the hydrogeologic conditions were optimal for a test like this. Groundwater is notoriously tricky to track, and we wanted to be able to put a cluster of these systems in and see improvement in groundwater. And the Shubal Pond neighborhood turned out to be the neighborhood that had the optimal conditions to test for that. We have Shubal Pond up gradient, so upstream, so to speak, of the groundwater. And that acts as a shadow. So we know that any of the nutrients in the groundwater are coming from this corner of the neighborhood and these septic systems.
State Senator Julian Sear met with Barnstable Clean Water Coalition to learn more about the project and said he's eager to review the data.
I'm really eager to see what the data shows and really then want to work with our partners at Mass DEP, US EPA, to try to see how we can scale and maximize.
The most recent nitro system installations have proven to reduce nitrogen by 95%. But that's not the only reason Barnstable Clean Water is excited about the project. The innovative systems are simple, work with or without power, and can be retrofitted to existing Title V systems, dramatically reducing costs.
I think what's important about this system is it's modular, so it can go into an existing Title V system. It can be a whole new system, but it can also be a retrofit. And that retrofit's critical from a cost standpoint as well as performance. Every time we take a shower, every time we flush the toilet, every time we run the sink, That's all going back into the ground, back into the groundwater. And that's what we're targeting here. So this hopefully will be a generational change with new technology. It's about time, right?
To learn more about the Barnstable Clean Water Coalition's innovative alternative septic system project, visit becleanwater.org. For Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson. The Barnstable Clean Water Coalition will continue to break ground near Shubal Pond until they've installed a total of 15 Clean 2 Nitro systems. To learn more about their ongoing work, visit becleanwater.org. Amplify POC and Leadership Cape Cod joined forces earlier this month to create a forum on race called Discussions That Transform. That meeting led to another collaboration, a free board leadership training for underrepresented communities. I met with founder of Amplify POC, Tara Vargas Wallace, and executive director of Leadership Cape Cod, Bob Cody, to learn more. Cape Media News reports. Did you know leadership is a teachable skill? On Cape Cod, a leadership training program called Leadership Cape Cod teaches Cape Codders how to enhance their leadership skills and make a difference in their communities. Tara Vargas Wallace, who graduated LCC in 2020, put her skills to the test when she created Amplify POC Cape Cod, a racial justice initiative that promotes racial equity. Now she's teamed up with Leadership Cape Cod to provide free board leadership training for people of color.
I graduated from CLI and shortly after created Amplify or founded Amplify, and Bob approached me about the importance of having these conversations and wanting to, this idea of wanting to, collaborate on something. And so we sort of picked each other's brain, and I wrote something up and sent it to him, and he was like, let's run with it.
That collaboration became a panel discussion on race. And from there, the idea to provide free board leadership training for people of color.
Well, this is a follow-up to the panel discussion we had on racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion with Amplify POC that Tara and I put together. Tara put together some great panelists, so it was a really good time. But this is a follow-up to that, and this is a program focusing on helping people understand what the roles and responsibilities are being on a nonprofit board.
I've served on many boards over the years, and I had always felt like I was either the only woman or definitely always the only person of color on whatever board or committee I would sit on. And I would notice lack of representation, and at the same time, obviously dealing with very sensitive issues that affected people in my communities.
The free board training will level the playing field for people of color who want to serve the community.
For people who are in underrepresented populations, people of color, minorities, and so on. So people who may not have access to boards, what we're trying to do is make sure that the nonprofit boards in the area are represented by the appropriate individuals, and we have the representation that reflects our region here.
It will also teach them the roles and responsibilities of being a board member.
We'll do a little conversation at the beginning. There's a bit of training that goes on in terms of teaching the 10 roles and responsibilities, the big 10. And then what we do is we take the group and we put them into little boards. We have them elect a board chair, and we give case studies. So we give them some examples of the type of things that they will come across when they're on a board. And as a group, then they work out how they would deal with that issue.
Although the idea of serving on a board can feel intimidating, Tara says for people of color and the community, it's vitally important.
The fact of the matter is the Cape really has some excellent nonprofit organizations that are really impactful and making a difference in our communities. And we need to be at these tables helping make these decisions because they affect us.
The free nonprofit board leadership training begins Monday, October 18th at the Hampton Inn and Suites in West Yarmouth. To register, visit leadershipcapecod.org or amplifypocapecod.org to learn more. For Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson. To learn more about Amplify POC and Leadership Cape Cod, find them online at amplifypocapecod.com or leadershipcapecod.org. Up next, Part of Cape Cod takes us inside the Lighthouse Keeper's pantry.
This is my third live concert this month. The energy is insane. The crowd, pumped. Look, I haven't seen a show in a year because the more we're indoors together, the more COVID spreads. And until I'm vaccinated, masks help slow the spread, which means the sooner we can go to concerts, like real ones.
Can you turn it down, babe?
Of course we are. So mask up. Not for me, for the music.
Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Gabrielle Rawson. The Heart of Cape Cod is back with another segment to highlight the importance of small businesses on Cape Cod. This week we go inside the new Lighthouse Keeper's Pantry, a specialty store that features handcrafted hot sauces, jellies, and baked goods. Emily Tulloch reports.
What could be better than a freshly baked scone or donut? Maybe some homemade jam or jelly to go on top? And how about a nice cup of coffee to go with it? Well, all of these things and more can be found at the Lighthouse Keeper's Pantry, the newest addition to fine dining on Main Street in Yarmouthport.
So here at the pantry, we carry an assortment of gourmet foods as well as fresh baked items like muffins, scones, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, and soon in the wintertime we'll be offering soups.
Owner Kelly O'Connell, a Yarmouthport native, moved back to the Cape from New York when her job went remote in March of 2020. What began as a hobby of making her own hot sauces and jellies has now turned into her very own brick-and-mortar bakery.
So we started the pantry earlier this year as a gourmet food business where we service condiments, jams, hot sauces to about 63 retail stores on Cape and off Cape. And when we decided to dive into opening a cafe, it was an opportunity for us to bring our condiments, like the jams and the hot sauces, to our customers by providing it on the fresh baked goods and sandwiches that we offer here. So we put our mustards on our sandwiches, our hot sauces on our sandwiches, and it allows customers to really taste our delicious gourmet foods and really share how great everything is.
The Lighthouse Keeper's Pantry is dedicated to providing its customers with only the highest quality of ingredients.
We really strive to offer the highest quality and taste. Really flavor is really important to us, and really just taking those basics that everyone knows and loves, but really offering the best quality and taste and flavor that we can find.
O'Connell opened the pantry in late August of 2021, which gave locals the opportunity to experience the food before the start of the busy summer season.
Yes, it was a little nerve-wracking diving in, knowing we were going to be opening just at the end of the summer season, but we've been really nicely embraced by our community and our customers, and we've been really busy, and I'm actually grateful that we didn't start in summer because I think we would have been totally slammed, and this gives us an opportunity to really see what works, see what doesn't work, and really improve our game so that next summer we're really ready to handle the crowds.
For more information, visit lighthousekeeperspantry.com. In Yarmouthport, for Cape Media News, I'm Emily Tulloch.
It's always a good day to support the small business economy on Cape Cod. If you have a small business you would like us to feature, email Cape Media News at newstip@capemedia.org. Well, that brings this episode of Cape Media News to a close. Please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next time with a brand new episode. With Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.